Hello, everyone. If you've ever wondered how a single affordable ingredient could transform your home and simplify your chores, you're in for a treat. Today we'll explore 40 ingenious borax hacks straight from Grandma's secret playbook. These time-tested tips not only save money, but also tackle a wide range of cleaning, deodorizing, and home improvement needs. Whether you're a seasoned DIY enthusiast or just looking for fresh ideas, let's dive into the magic of borax and see how it can make your everyday tasks easier than ever. Number 1. Homemade hair rinse. Many people overlook the fact that borax can soften water and provide a gentle cleansing effect. To create a simple hair rinse, dissolve 1 teaspoon of borax in a liter of warm water and stir until there are no visible particles. Once you have finished using your usual shampoo, pour this borax solution slowly over your scalp and hair, taking a moment to massage it in from roots to tips. Let the rinse sit for about 1 minute to allow the alkaline properties to neutralize any leftover product buildup. Then rinse thoroughly with lukewarm water. This approach not only helps remove stubborn residue, but also helps balance the scalp's pH level. Many who try this method find that their hair is noticeably softer and more manageable over time, without the need for expensive clarifying shampoos. Number 2. Deep odor removal from clothing. Borax has a long history of use in laundering because of its ability to break down bacteria and fungi that cause unpleasant odors in fabrics. For daily loads, half a cup of borax, added to the wash cycle alongside your usual detergent, can do wonders. If you have very sweaty gym gear or mildewed towels, try pre-soaking them in a sink or tub filled with warm water and 1 cup of borax for at least 30 minutes before washing. The boron compounds help loosen dirt while banishing smells that ordinary soap might miss. Additionally, this technique can enhance the brightness of colored garments and help preserve white fabric's crisp appearance. Number 3. Fire safety coating for grilling aprons and mitts. A lesser-known hack involves using borax to create a fire retardant layer on textiles commonly used near open flames, such as grilling aprons, pot holders, and oven mitts. Mix 1 tablespoon of borax with 1 tablespoon of boric acid, both are commonly available in hardware or grocery stores, in a cup of water. Stir to dissolve completely, then soak the fabric items for about 15 minutes. Hang them to air dry thoroughly before use. While this will not make them completely fireproof, the added boron-based layer significantly reduces how quickly the material might catch fire. This old-fashioned tip can be a practical safety measure for those who cook outdoors frequently. Number 4. Freshen and disinfect shoes. Shoes can easily trap sweat, causing odors that linger despite regular airing out. Borax powder comes to the rescue by eliminating the bacteria responsible for these smells. Lightly sprinkle borax inside shoes, especially around the toe area and in the heel, then leave them overnight. In the morning, shake out the residue or use a handheld vacuum if you want to be extra thorough. Since borax also absorbs excess moisture, using it weekly can help extend your shoe's lifespan. If you're dealing with especially pungent footwear, let the borax sit a full 24 hours and consider repeating the process until the odor dissipates. Number 5. Weed management in sidewalk cracks. Weeds that poke through pavement and patio stones can be stubborn. Borax, which affects the nutrient uptake of unwanted plants, can provide a targeted solution without resorting to many commercial herbicides. Dissolve 10 ounces of borax in 2.5 gallons of water. Stir thoroughly, then transfer to a spray bottle or garden sprayer. Apply directly on the weeds, taking care to avoid ornamental plants or grass, because borax can harm them too. The idea is that borax disrupts plant cells, causing dehydration and eventual wilt. Pick a hot, sunny day for best results and reapply in a couple of weeks if necessary. Number 6. Simple fire suppressant for small grease fires. Borax's unique chemistry means it can help suppress minor flare-ups. Keep a box of borax within reach in the kitchen or near your outdoor grill. If a small grease fire starts, carefully sprinkle a layer of borax onto the flames to smother them. This is no substitute for an official fire extinguisher, but it can potentially buy time by depriving the fire of oxygen. Because borax also has a relatively high melting point, it doesn't burn easily. Always contact emergency services if a fire is beyond immediate control, and be cautious when throwing any powder on open flames. Number 7. Rust prevention for garden and barbecue tools. Metal surfaces often corrode due to moisture in the air, particularly if stored outdoors or in damp garages. To help deter rust, dissolve 1 tablespoon of borax in a quart of warm water. After cleaning and drying your tools, wipe or dip them in this solution, then let them air dry again before storage. The borax solution forms a mild protective film that can reduce oxidative reactions. Some people also sprinkle a small amount of dry borax in the toolbox or storage bag to continue absorbing humidity over time. Keeping your tools rust-free helps ensure they remain safe and efficient to use. Number 8. Natural toilet bowl deodorizer. Many commercial toilet cleaners are packed with strong chemicals, but borax provides a gentler approach. Sprinkle a cup of borax into the toilet bowl, ensuring that the powder coats the sides above the water line. Let it sit for at least an hour. Overnight is even better. Then scrub with a toilet brush. The boron compounds attack mineral deposits and stains while neutralizing unpleasant odors. For especially tough stains, combine borax with half a cup of white vinegar, creating a fizzing reaction that helps break down limescale. This method can leave the bowl sparkling clean without harsh fumes. Number 9. Wood rot defense on outdoor furniture. Wood exposed to the elements is vulnerable to fungi that cause rot. A classic protective step is dissolving 1 cup of borax in a gallon of warm water, stirring until the granules disappear. Use a paintbrush to coat any untreated wood surfaces, including chair legs, deck railings, or fence posts. Let it dry thoroughly. The borax-laced layer acts as a mild fungicide, hindering rot progression. Homeowners who maintain wooden structures in damp or humid environments find they can extend the life of these items by reapplying the mixture every year or so, or after significant rainfall. Number 10. Deep clean the refrigerator. Because borax has mild abrasive qualities, it helps scrape off spilled sauces or sticky residues without scratching surfaces. Dissolve 2 tablespoons of borax in a liter of warm water. Turn off or unplug your fridge to save energy while cleaning. Remove drawers, shelves, and small containers, washing them in the sink with the borax mix. For the interior walls, dip a sponge in the solution and gently wipe away grime. This method tackles bacteria and odors, but doesn't leave a lingering chemical scent. Rinse with a cloth soaked in clean water, then dry everything before switching the fridge back on. Number 11. Moth deterrent in storage. People who store woolens or other delicate fabrics often worry about moth damage. Borax can help drive away these pests. Fill small sachets with equal parts borax and baking soda. Then place them in closets, drawers, or storage trunks. Moths are deterred by the slightly alkaline environment, while the baking soda helps absorb additional odors. Check sachets every couple of months, replacing them if they become damp. This approach is particularly helpful in humid areas where moths thrive. Maintaining dryness and cleanliness remains key to protecting stored garments over the long term. Number 12. Easy wallpaper adhesive remover. When you're renovating, old wallpaper can be a nuisance to take down, especially if the adhesive is thick or has aged poorly. Dissolve 1 cup of borax in a gallon of warm water and use a sponge to saturate the wallpaper. The alkalinity helps break down the glue. After letting it soak for 10 to 15 minutes, use a paint scraper to peel the paper away. Stubborn patches might need a second application. Because borax is relatively gentle compared to some chemical strippers, you're less likely to damage drywall, which can save you from additional repair work. Number 13. Slug barrier in vegetable gardens. Slugs often attack tender lettuce and other leafy plants. By distributing a narrow line of borax around the perimeter of your garden bed, you create an uncomfortable zone that slugs typically won't cross, as contact with borax dehydrates them. Make sure not to sprinkle it directly on the plant roots or leaves, since too much boron can also affect certain vegetables. Reapply after rain, but do so with caution, because overuse can accumulate in soil. Many gardeners use this technique as part of an integrated pest management system that avoids more toxic pesticides. Number 14, lice and nit elimination in linens. Lice infestations aren't just confined to hair. They often spread to bedding, hats, or towels. One method is to dissolve half a cup of borax in a hot water wash cycle, along with your normal detergent to help kill any lice or eggs present. For items that can't be machine washed, such as plush toys, lightly dust them with borax, seal in a plastic bag for 48 hours, then shake or vacuum off the powder. While repeated laundering might be necessary, borax's abrasive qualities disrupt lice exoskeletons, providing an extra layer of defense. Number 15, flower preservation technique. Keeping cut flowers beyond their typical lifespan can be achieved through a borax-based drying method. Mix 1 part borax with 2 parts semolina or cornmeal. Fill a shallow container with a 1-inch layer of the mixture. Arrange the flowers gently on top, ideally face down, then cover them completely. Seal the container, place it in a cool, dry spot, and leave it for about 2 weeks. The borax draws moisture out of the petals, preserving their shape and some color. After the wait, carefully remove any residual powder with a soft brush. The dried blooms can be used for decorative arrangements that last months. Number 16, dust mite control in upholstery. Dust mites can trigger allergies and respiratory issues, so controlling them in carpets, sofas, or mattresses is crucial. Lightly sprinkle borax on the surface of upholstered furniture or rugs. Let it sit 20 minutes, then vacuum thoroughly. The fine borax particles help dehydrate dust mites and disrupt their life cycle. If possible, repeat this every other month to maintain a low mite population. Because it's relatively odorless, borax won't leave a lingering smell, which is beneficial for those with sensitive noses. Number 17, gentle hand soak for rough skin. Frequent exposure to soaps, detergents, or weather can leave hands extremely dry. A mild borax soak can help soften skin and reduce irritation. Fill a basin with warm water and add 1 tablespoon of borax, plus a tablespoon of baking soda for additional soothing benefits. Soak hands for around 10 minutes, then rinse. Follow up with a rich moisturizer or hand cream. Over time, this can help maintain smoother skin texture and reduce cracking or flaking, especially during colder seasons. Number 18, drain unclogging remedy. Hair, soap, scum, and grease can gradually obstruct drains. To tackle moderate clogs, pour half a cup of borax down the drain, followed by 2 cups of boiling water. Wait 15 minutes, then run hot tap water for another minute. If the blockage is persistent, you can combine borax with a cup of vinegar to create a foaming action that breaks down buildup. This natural solution can be repeated periodically to keep pipes running smoothly and to reduce reliance on harsh, corrosive drain cleaners. Number 19, DIY fabric softener alternative. Commercial fabric softeners often coat clothes with fragrances and chemicals. A simpler approach is to mix half a cup of borax with a cup of white vinegar, plus a few drops of essential oil if you like a scented finish. Add this mixture to the rinse cycle. The borax helps eliminate hard water minerals, while the vinegar dissolves any residual detergents clinging to the fibers. Clothes end up feeling softer, and over time, you may notice fewer issues with buildup in your washing machine. Number 20, bee deterrent for decks and patios. While bees are crucial pollinators, sometimes they build hives uncomfortably close to outdoor living areas. A mild borax spray can encourage them to relocate without using strong insecticides. Dissolve a tablespoon of borax in a cup of warm water. Add a squeeze of mild dish soap and spray the solution under railings or beneath furniture where bees hover. Do not spray it directly on the bees or plants. The soap disrupts their chemical signals, while borax leaves a slight residue that deters them from nesting in that spot. Number 21, laundry booster for whites and colors. Borax is known for its role as a detergent booster. By adjusting the water's alkalinity, it enhances the effectiveness of your usual laundry product. Add about half a cup of borax to the drum before loading your clothes. For whites, it can help preserve brightness. For colors, it minimizes the dulling effect sometimes caused by minerals in tap water. If you face stubborn stains, pre-soak garments in a tub of warm water mixed with half a cup of borax for an hour before washing. Number 22, polishing porcelain fixtures. Porcelain sinks, tubs, or toilets can become dull or stained. Try wetting the surface and then sprinkling borax on the area in question. Use a soft cloth or sponge to scrub gently in circular motions. The fine, abrasive texture helps remove discoloration without scratching. Rinse thoroughly. If you face a challenging rust ring in a porcelain sink, create a paste using borax and lemon juice. The citric acid combines with borax to tackle iron-based stains effectively. Number 23, soften bath water for relaxation. Minerals in hard water can irritate skin and reduce the effectiveness of soaps or bath bombs. Add a quarter cup of borax to your bath to bind with these minerals. This results in softer water, helping your skin feel smoother after a soak. Some people like to combine borax with Epsom salts for a spa-like experience. Stir the bath thoroughly, then soak for around 20 minutes. Remember to rinse off so that any remaining borax residue doesn't linger on your skin. Number 24, mold inhibition in basement or crawl spaces. Damp areas in homes are prime spots for mold to flourish. To help keep mold at bay, dissolve half a cup of borax in a gallon of warm water, stirring well. Transfer to a spray bottle and apply to walls, floors, or wooden beams that frequently accumulate moisture. Let the solution dry without rinsing, so the protective boron residue remains. This method needs to be repeated every couple of months, especially if you notice continued dampness or musty smells. Number 25. Compost enrichment. Although too much borax can be detrimental to soil if overused, small amounts can supply the micronutrient boron to compost piles. Boron supports healthy plant development. Once every few weeks, sprinkle a tablespoon of borax over your compost and mix well. This can help balance pH and deter some unwanted pests. Be moderate in usage. Large amounts of boron can damage plant roots. If your compost pile is large, adjust the borax quantity accordingly, but be careful not to exceed recommended guidelines. Number 26, clean and disinfect garden tools. Many gardeners struggle with mildew or fungal spores lingering on pruners, trowels, and shears. A simple solution involves adding 1 tablespoon of borax to a quart of warm water. Dip a stiff brush into the mixture and scrub away any visible grime. Pay special attention to crevices or hinges where spores can hide. Rinse and dry tools completely to avoid rust. By sanitizing equipment with borax, you help reduce the chance of transmitting diseases from one plant to another. Number 27, tile and grout brightener. Grout lines in kitchens and bathrooms can accumulate dirt and mildew. To bring them back to life, combine 1 cup of borax with enough water to make a paste. Apply it directly onto the grout and let it rest for about 10 minutes. Use a narrow brush, an old toothbrush works well, to scrub the lines. Then rinse. The mild abrasive action lifts stubborn stains, while borax's antifungal properties help keep mold growth at a minimum. Repeat monthly to maintain clean, bright surfaces. Number 28, pest control for cockroaches and ants. Conventional sprays might contain chemicals you don't want around pets or children. An alternative is to mix borax with sugar to lure pests like roaches or ants. Combine 1 tablespoon of borax with 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. Then add a few drops of water to form a paste. Place small blobs of the mixture on bottle caps or shallow lids in the corners of problem areas. The pests consume the sugar-borax combo, which disrupts their digestive systems. Keep these traps out of reach of pets or small children. Number 29, homemade laundry starch. For crisp collars and wrinkle-free linens, dissolve 1 tablespoon of borax in a liter of warm water. Transfer to a spray bottle and lightly mist clothing or tablecloths before ironing. This solution creates a subtle stiffness akin to store-bought starch, but without heavy fragrances or additives. Adjust the ratio if you need more hold. Some users find that adding a few drops of lavender oil offers both a calming scent and an all-natural finishing touch. Number 30. Mattress Odor Neutralizer. Over time, sweat and dirt can accumulate in mattresses. To freshen them, strip the bed linens and sprinkle borax liberally across the surface. Gently work it in using a soft, bristled brush. Let it sit for 30 minutes so the compound can absorb moisture and odors. Vacuum thoroughly. If desired, repeat on the other side. This is especially useful in humid climates or for older mattresses that tend to hold on to smells more stubbornly. Number 31. Bathtub Soap Scum Remover. Traditional scouring powders can scratch the finish of acrylic or fiberglass tubs. Borax, however, is mild enough to clean without heavy damage when used with caution. Make a paste of borax and a small amount of dish soap, spread it across soap scum or mineral deposits, and let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes. Then use a non-scratch sponge to gently wipe away the residue. Rinse thoroughly. For very stubborn spots, repeat the process or let the paste sit longer. Number 32. Red wine or coffee stain lift. If you spill red wine or coffee on your carpet or sofa, act quickly. Blot as much liquid as possible with a clean cloth. Then combine half a cup of borax with a cup of lukewarm water to form a loose paste. Apply it to the stained area, let it rest 15 minutes, and then gently blot again. Rinse with a damp cloth. Borax helps break down the pigments, reducing the likelihood of permanent discoloration, especially if you tackle the stain early. Number 33. Dye fixing for crafts and fabrics. Crafters who do tie-dye or other fabric projects often worry about colors bleeding. Borax can help set dyes, though it's not a universal fixative. Dissolve half a cup of borax in a large basin of warm water. Submerge the freshly dyed fabric for about 15 minutes. Rinse in cool water. This process can lock in color, but the effect varies by dye type. It's always good to do a small test swatch first. For best longevity, wash dyed fabrics in cold water. Number 34. Cookware and bakeware degreaser. Grease can build up along the edges of pots, pans, and baking sheets. Try sprinkling borax on the soiled area. Add a few drops of water and let it stand for 10 minutes. The slight alkalinity loosens oily residues, making it easier to scrub away with a dish brush or sponge. Rinse thoroughly. If the buildup is really old or burn on, consider soaking the item in hot water with dissolved borax for an hour before scrubbing again. Number 35. Weekly Drain Deodorizer. To maintain fresh-smelling drains, periodically pour a 1/4 cup of borax down the drain, followed by 2 cups of boiling water. Let it stand 10 to 15 minutes, then run warm tap water to flush away the residue. This routine helps control the bacteria that cause smells. Some people also add half a cup of white vinegar after the borax, creating an effervescent mix that further breaks down soap scum or minor clogs. Number 36. Shower curtain mildew prevention. High humidity makes shower curtains a breeding ground for mildew. Remove the curtain once a month and fill a bathtub with warm water. Dissolve half a cup of borax in the water, then submerge the curtain completely for 15 to 20 minutes. Lightly scrub any visible mildew using a soft brush. Drain the tub and rinse the curtain before hanging it back up to dry. Regular application of this method can keep the curtain fresher for a longer period, minimizing dark spots along the hem. Number 37. Outdoor furniture cleanup. Patio chairs and tables accumulate dust, pollen, and even bird droppings. Create a wash by mixing 1 cup of borax with a gallon of warm water. Use a scrub brush or sponge to apply it to plastic, resin, or metal surfaces. Rinse with a garden hose. For wicker or wood surfaces, test in a small hidden area first, since borax's alkalinity can sometimes affect delicate finishes. With consistent cleaning, outdoor furniture remains inviting and free of baked-on grime. Number 38. Trash bin odor eliminator. Trash cans harbor strong odors, especially in hot weather. After emptying and rinsing the can, dissolve half a cup of borax in warm water. Use a long-handled brush to scrub the interior. Rinse well and let it dry completely in the sun if possible. Then sprinkle some additional dry borax at the bottom before lining it with a fresh bag. This creates a protective barrier, helps absorb liquid leaks, and reduces future smells. Number 39. Food thermometer maintenance. Keeping meat thermometers clean is crucial for food safety. After use, wipe the thermometer probe with a cloth dipped in a borax solution, 1 tablespoon per cup of warm water. Let it rest a minute if there are stubborn cooked-on residues. Rinse thoroughly with hot water and dry. This practice helps remove grease and invisible bacteria. Because borax is mildly alkaline, it breaks down organic matter effectively without requiring strong detergents that might leave an aftertaste. Number 40. Foot odor and shoe freshening soak. If you're prone to foot odor, try filling a small tub or basin with warm water and adding half a cup of borax. Soak your feet for 10 to 15 minutes, then pat them completely dry. The process addresses the bacteria and fungi that contribute to odor. As an extra measure, sprinkle a teaspoon of borax into each shoe you wear regularly, leaving it overnight to absorb moisture and discourage bacterial growth. Shake out any excess powder before wearing your footwear again. Keeping shoes and feet clean and dry goes a long way toward preventing embarrassing smells. Those are 40 creative, time-tested, and surprisingly effective uses for borax around the home, garden, and beyond. By incorporating these tips, you're tapping into knowledge that has passed through generations, refined by modern understanding of chemistry and careful application. Whether you're solving everyday household dilemmas or finding budget-friendly alternatives to commercial products, borax stands out as a versatile ally. Just remember to use it responsibly, store it safely away from children and pets, and always do a small patch test on delicate materials to ensure compatibility.